Well, in March of 2009, I felt something that was strange and went to the hospital to get a mammogram. They did an ultrasound, and the radiologist said, "See you back in a year. There's nothing to be concerned about." And as I felt that it was growing, my concerns grew, and so I went to the doctor for a second opinion, and they did an MRI. And 3 months to the date, the tumor had grown twice the size. It was now 7 centimeters when I ended up at USF in Tampa. God opened up the doors over there unbelievably, because I didn't know anything about cancer, nor anyone that treated cancer, didn't know where to begin. And a radiologist actually from my hometown worked at USF, got me in the same day to see Dr. Cox, who is a world-renowned breast surgeon, and just on-site evaluation, not even looking at my records or MRIs or anything, suspected that I had stage 3 breast cancer and that it was in my lymph nodes. And after further testing, sure enough, he was right on the mark. It was invasive lobular carcinoma, and it was in my lymph nodes. After running tests, they found a couple of spots on my liver, and before the oncologist would begin to do chemo, they did a biopsy of my liver, and God just showed him that's not where it was. It was remarkable. There were just 2 small cysts. July 9th of 2009, I started chemo. I started out with 6 treatments, and they saw that I was doing so well that they upped it 2 more treatments. I finished in December with my last treatment, and it pretty much did me in. Landed in the hospital with neutropenic fever for a few days until they could get my white cell count back up where it needed to be. And about 3 weeks after that, I had double mastectomy and recovered from that fairly well. It took a while, but I did. I've had 3 checkups 4 months apart, and my counts have been great. My range has been great. They've been doing markers, and my markers are not elevated or declined. They've remained consistent, which is good. I feel great, and God's just been good. It's been all God. Probably the hardest part of my journey was getting everyone else through it. I knew God was carrying me through it, and He had given me a verse in the very beginning, 2 Timothy 1:7, where God does not give us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And He had already given me the power to get through this. Looking back, I can't understand how I did it, but I knew it was God's power. And once you think about it, God gives us His power, His love, and a sound mind, not fear. And so I was determined not to show fear to my family. I didn't have it. I was gung-ho. I was ready for anything I needed to do to beat this. And my family, I could see that. But God gave me strength, and they saw that. They drew from that, and that's all I asked. I wanted God to really reach my family and speak to my family and my friends through this. And He did. I know that I'm a miracle, and I'm a testimony for Him. And I'm so happy that God used me in this, and that He's brought me through, because I've always wanted to be in His will. And so I feel empowered by God, and the lows that my family has seen or my friends have seen, it's just nothing, because God carried me. I felt His arms carrying me through the whole thing. If I met someone today who was diagnosed with cancer, I would tell them to just let go and let go. I've said all along, people just are amazed at how well I've done. And I tell them the same thing. It's all God. I could not bring myself through this. My husband was the best caregiver. Even in his own strength and power, could not have brought me through this. It's only God. And I would tell them to just give it all to God. Let him beat the cancer for you. He's way bigger.